Okay. Let me go back. So sorry, ma'am. Darnell Donerson attended the Oscars when Jennifer won Best Supporting Actress. She also had a close relationship with her brother Jason, her nephew Julian, and then her sister Julia, who gave birth to Julian in 2000. Very close family. She was filming Sex in the City and The Secret Life of Bees right around the time that this happens to her family. And most of us know that in order for some people to rise to fame overnight, even as some spiritualists, I have to say this, who go from no obscurity to boom, just out there, all of them are not being guided by Elohim. The devil, Lucifer, he blesses people too. And if you accept the blessing from Lucifer, that means that you turn your back on God and you lose your soul and you cannot get it back. I was offered the chance to be a millionaire, and I said, well, no, because I love God. That's what happened. Be careful when you hear voices, because sometimes those voices which are talking to you are not voices that you simply have made up in your head. Those voices belong to entities, and those entities are sending you deals, and you might inadvertently sign up for something that you weren't exactly sure of. And then you get locked into it. I'm going somewhere with this. You get locked into it, and then, damn, you can't get out of it. To pay attention, because even that is part of a piece of a puzzle. So according to this article here, Balfour, who was 27 at the time, took Julian from his room and stole Jason's car and shot the stepson multiple times. But this guy had never had anything, like he never did anything like that before. And then what would make him suddenly just steal? Why would he need to steal his car? Why wouldn't he just drive the car that he arrived in? There's too many holes in that. Okay, what about the Julian D. King Gift Foundation? Who's seen or the stuff that they've been doing? What do they do? Article. William Balfour believes his murder charges were a conspiracy against him. Julia and Balfour married in 2006, and he was her son's stepfather. When they separated in 2008, the split escalated their already volatile relationship. Before police charged Balfour for the murder, he allegedly told his friends that he planned on killing Julia and her family. I thought it was very interesting that he was tried and sentenced in such a short period of time, and we have people who are sitting there for a couple of years before they even get their sentencing. Somebody could drop it in the group chat. I mean, the murder was in 2008, and then he was sentenced in what? He was finally charged and sentenced in 2012. But he did. Something wrong there. I feel like I'm missing something. The murder happened in 2008, and then I thought I read that he didn't even get charged for the murder until 2012. Something about 2009. There's something about what was said at the court case, at the hearing. People were allowed to hear parts of the story that didn't have anything to do with the story. Like, there was a real big push on his criminal violent background. But who's to say that he wasn't selected back in 2001 for the Sister to Date anyway? They needed someone who would be easy enough to take the fall. That's deep. Moving on. That's right. Jennifer did play Aretha Franklin. I went over there not that long ago, and I was looking. The entire area is dead. There's a church directly across the street. It looks like it's been empty for a minute. I don't know if that's just the way it looks. There's a school behind that. It's also been closed down. There was a shooting over there not that long ago. It was an off-duty police officer at the currency exchange. He was shot like 6 or 7 times. That's just on the next street over. Maybe 800 feet from the house. The house itself was interesting. Filming there was kind of spooky and creepy. And I never stepped foot on the actual property. I stayed on the sidewalk. I kept feeling like there was something watching me, something lurking in the bushes, and even there was something in the tree. I left 3 lollipops, though, because of the souls that were taken there. But I definitely felt like there were more souls inside the house. Like, there were things in which have occurred that never made the news for whatever reason, because we know that people report what they want them to report. Carmen, can you put in the chat box what you sent to me? About Aretha Franklin. And then I'm going to take a pause. Okay. Does anyone have any questions for me before I resume? Feel free to come off your mic or unmute your mic. Okay. All right, moving forward. So in me doing this reading, there was something that had occurred in the house. It was planned 7 years prior. And it was a thought form about how do I get or release myself from this, where I am? How do I get out of that? I'll go back to, please turn your cameras on. They can point them at the ceiling, that's fine, but there's really no reason why anybody has their camera on. The love of money, that's what I heard. The love of, okay, slow down. The love of money, fortune, power, and fame will drive people insane. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. When I went to visit the house, and I'll see if I can pull up the pictures.